back again to another episode of Voices of Hult. I'm Carlina, and I'm here with my host partner, Daniela.
Hello, guys. Welcome again.
Today we bring you an exciting guest. We're joined by Andrea Duncan, a student in Hult doing her master in international marketing. She's a brand manager, and she has worked in the beauty and luxury industry. She has more than 10 years in expertise in brand managing and brand strategy. So Andrea, we're so happy to have you here, and thanks first of all for being here in a separate invitation. Can you please start talking about a little your career journey, professional, how was it, like what was the main thing that motivated you to work in these industries?
Okay, perfect. First of all, thank you so much for the invitation.
Of course.
I'm so glad to be here today. Well, I start like as a intern in Yanbal. Yanbal is a beauty company with a door-to-door sales model. So I start there, and I stay for more than 4 years there. Yeah, always in marketing roles.
Oh, and after that, I heard that you also work with the big names in that industry. How was it like from being an intern and then pass through all these high position roles?
It was like a big journey. It was not so easy. But yes, I worked for L'Oreal as a brand manager for the luxury brands. It was a great experience because I love marketing. In Yanbal is where I found my passion of being marketing person, and also I love the beauty industry. But in L'Oreal, I found that I love luxury market too. So it was a great experience for me.
It's so inspiring to hear that you came from an intern and then got these jobs, and also you were able to combine your managing major with the fashion design skills that you were passionate.
I love this because I feel like all of us kind of like relate to you because we're all starting soon our internships and being an intern and then growing into a bigger company. But I'm sure that our viewers are asking the same thing that I'm wondering, and it's how did this happen? You know, from going to Yanbal, how did you land a job in the big L'Oreal house?
Okay, I want to tell you my story. Like I said before, I start in Yanbal like as an intern. I stayed there for more than 4 years, but someday I think that I want to change my career path, and I decided to leave Yanbal. It was a very difficult decision. It was a tough decision in that moment for several reasons. First, because Yanbal is a great company. I had a great experience working there, and also they taught me a lot. They taught me really like they was my school. And then the other reason is that it was pandemic, so we were in the middle of the COVID-19. So it was very difficult. My friends, my family suggest me that maybe I can wait for a better moment. And it's true, but I trust in me, in my instincts in that moment, and I really want a change. And if you don't do the things different, you will never obtain different things. Like, it sounds
Amen
like
to that.
dumb, but it's really what happened in the real world. So I don't know how I did it, but I did it, and I left Yanbal. Everyone said that everyone was losing their jobs in pandemic.
Yeah.
So everyone said to me, "Oh my God, you will never get maybe a position like you have in Yanbal," because I grow very fast in that company. And I believe that in that moment because it was very difficult. No one's know what is COVID-19 about. So, okay, I start clothes brand, and because I also study fashion design, so I like that stuff too. And I was very lucky because 3 weeks later, like a month later, I obtained this great job in a luxury distributor in Peru. So it was a distributor for the luxury brands. and one of them was L'Oreal. And I get the job like a brand manager for some of their luxury brands. In that time, I was brand manager for Urban Decay, YSL, Armani, and Yves Saint Laurent for Peru. So it was a great experience. I love being in the distributor.
And what about then? Because we know that that's where you started, and then you changed a little bit, and L'Oreal said, I want you for me. Yes. And that is something interesting.
Yes, it's important networking. Because I was reporting Perfumerías Unidas, the distributor, and also I was reporting L'Oreal because I was in charge of the luxury brands of L'Oreal. So I knew that people of L'Oreal, I was reporting them, and one day they came to Peru. I explained all my strategies for the brands that I was managing that moment, and I don't know, we create a very great relationship. And then someday L'Oreal decided to create a hub in Colombia, and they need brand managers, and they call me, and this is something that not never happened, like it's not so common that happen, because like you are a distributor, to go to the big brand, it's difficult, but it happened to me, and it was a great decision. They said like, you want to move to Colombia? I said, obviously. And so I went to Colombia, and I stayed there for 2 years. And basically I was adapt the globally strategy for the brand in 12 markets.
Whoa.
Yes, I was brand manager for 3 brands: Bioderm, Valentino Beauty, one of my favorites, and Ralph Lauren France. And I was adapting the global strategy for our markets because I was managed 12 of these countries that are similar because of South America and Central America, but they are not the same. So you learn a lot of cultures and people, and so it was a great opportunity, yes.
That must have been like an exciting time. I want to know, since you were working with multiple brands, like Ralph Lauren, YSL, like how was like working with multiple brands at once? Like, do you have any challenge?
It's like your child. You have to love them. But yeah, you have to prioritize. Prioritize is very important because if you are in charge of many countries, many brands, you have to plan. I think plan is crucial. Planning is crucial for organize and know what it happened. Also because in this kind of industry, things happen. Like you have to have
unexpected things.
Yeah, exactly. Like plan A, plan B, plan C, and plan A maybe it's not works, but you have plan B. So it's one of my recommendations. You have to plan in a lot. And I said like, okay, now I am Bioderm and I work like, I don't know, I have an important campaign or something, so I was focusing that. And tomorrow I am Valentino Beauty. So I changed the rules like to give the importance of each brand.
And it must be challenging, not also that you did it in different countries, but also that the brands itself, even if they come from L'Oreal, they are different brands from one another.
Exactly.
So I bet that the campaigns that you run for Bioderm had nothing to do with the campaigns you ran for Valentino, and knowing that they are very different. But, you know, we've been talking about brand strategy and brand management all the way. But I, for example, someone that is interested in PR, knew what brand management was about because obviously I'm a management girly, loved operations and logistics, but maybe some of our viewers don't really know what that means. So could you explain what brand strategy or brand management it is about, at least in the beauty industry?
Yeah, like a brand manager, you have to do everything. Like I know that maybe some people like look that only the result, like the big PR campaign, that it's the most fun and
part.
Creative part. I love that. But behind that, you have a lot of work. You have like 1 year or 1 year and a half of work to know what will be your next launch, your next campaigns, like holidays, big campaigns like holiday, Father's Day, Mother's Day, things like that. Planning is crucial, like I said before. You have to know about numbers. It's important. Sorry, but Excel is very important. You have to analyze a lot, like to achieve the result that you want for each of your brands. So it's important also you make a good team with your finance team. Because I can decide a big campaign and beautiful, with the best influencers in the world, but I have a budget. So finance is very important. So I think that if you can develop these skills that also help you like a brand manager, it's important.
And create that balance.
Yeah, exactly. Because you have to know about everything. You have to know about your digital strategy, but also your point of sale strategy. That is very important too. So yeah, in my case, I make all the things to achieve the result, because for me it was like a prize for me.
Sorry,
bless you.
Just move on.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like a brand manager, you have to do the 360 of your campaign, everything. You have to know your stock, you have to know what will launch, you have to know if the products arrive to the country in the correct time, everything. So, but it's beautiful. You have to enjoy that moment, because really, really help you to grow as a person, because you talk with a lot of person in that process, and also like a professional.
Amazing.
It's crazy to know that being a brand manager was so abroad, and it requires you to do a lot of things.
Yes, it's a lot of work.
I guess it is. And I know that, we've been talking about your experience, evolution, how important it is to take risks and planning, as you've said. But I want to know about you explaining the difference between the beauty industry and the luxury beauty industry, because you said that at the beginning, how something was amazing, and then working in the luxury part of the beauty industry was more than amazing, and it was great. It was beyond amazing. So we want to hear you out on explaining to our audience and to us too, those big differences that are between one another. Because I remember that in the pre-interview we were talking about this, and you said there's a luxury market for everything. We think it's only in the beauty industry. There are luxury markets like yachts, or like wine, or even expensive cheese. And that's crazy, but actually people work in the cheese industry. And when somebody says I work in the cheese industry, you might think oh my God, these people. But then they can be brand strategies for a big cheese brand, and they earn a lot of money doing this kind of jobs, and it's pretty hard to do. So could you explain your experience in both the normal beauty and then the luxury beauty part, and the difference between them?
Yes, of course. Well, luxury market, it's all about, how do you say that word? I didn't remember now. Everyone wants that. So you don't have to only bring them the consumer, the normal things. They expect more for you. Mm-hmm. So I think that it's very important to think out of the box for the luxury brands. You have to think a lot of the storytelling that you will bring to them, because every luxury brand give that this magnificent campaign, with the big star and the song, and the product is amazing. Each product you look and said, oh my God, I want that. Yeah, but now the consumers need more, need experience, need storytelling. So these little details are what your campaign or your new launch will be a success.
I think there's something to highlight about what you've been saying, is to be adaptable. To be able to adapt when market changes, because obviously you've been working in globalized markets. So when it was in Guatemala, it should be different than when it was in Colombia. But I bet that also it's about adaptability as a person, because you've been working in this industry for 10 years. And I know that the Andrea that started as an intern in Yanbal was not the same professional that she was when she was doing the beauty management of big house like L'Oreal, or for a brand like Ralph Lauren. It's very different, and that adaptability to be able to plan throughout different spaces is so important, especially I think in every industry these days, because as we know, and we always are taught at Hult, is that adaptability is one of the key skills that you should have right now, and problem solving and those type of leadership skills and project management. But what you've been saying, I can feel that risk taken, it's super important as well. And being able to just trust yourself, it's going to be hard, but I'm going to take on this challenge and I'm going to excel doing it. And Andrea is living proof that taking risks pays off. She's living proof of that.
I hope so. It's going to continue like that.
It's continuous learning and growing for sure.
Many of our listeners out there are marketing students or working in the managing industry or wants to work in the beauty industry. What tip you think you can give to them and make them have success?
Like tips.
Yeah, tips.
Okay. Like Danny said before, resilience. Like you said, some of adaptability. For me, that is resilience, because you will have to pass for different challenge, for different situations that maybe are not like you planned it. Like it is very important that, because yes, I have this amazing luck that everything goes well, but I was prepared for that maybe it was not like that way. Like maybe I will have more challenge and it will be more difficult. So you have to be prepared, but also you have to practice resilience, because nothing is like you planned it. Okay, first. And then for me, networking is crucial. It was a great tool for me to change my career, like grow in my career, and have a great mentor to help you. Because when I decided to left Yanbal, my family and friends, people who love me, obviously, but they are not sure about my decision, but have a great mentor in that moment helped me a lot. And always planning, like I said, you have to planning, have a lot of ideal situations. So if the first one it doesn't work, you have the second one and continue. And other thing that I mentioned before is to develop cross skills, like finance, for example, or talking with people, like to connect with other networking or things like that. So create these different skills to have success in the marketing industry.
I completely agree. Sometimes we make the mistake of thinking that, I'm pretty good at one thing. And we don't realize that there are certain knowledge that are basics in order to succeed. I love that about Hult, that a lot of time, and Carlina can back me up on this, in our core modules, we see everything from business analytics to finance courses. And even though I'm doing my specialization on management, and obviously my biggest knowledge is going to be on management, and I'm in a minor on marketing, so it's going to be on management and marketing. But that doesn't mean that I don't have specific or basic knowledge on finance industry, an accountant, and what it means to do some business analytics, a little bit of coding, and that kind of background that will be necessary, and it is necessary to excel in any kind of space. I see a lot of marketing majors that share a room with me in a module that right now we're doing in business analytics, and they're like, I'm a marketing major, I'm not going to use this. And I keep saying, you will. You definitely will. And Andrea is the proof that you for sure will use your business analytics skills in the marketing field. It's not only about creating little draws or thinking about the colors that you'll use for the brand or the specific campaign, but it's also so much more, and that strategic planning requires data-driven decisions.
Yeah, exactly. To complement you, every step, like big step I make in my career, it's because I study something different. It's crazy, but really when I look back, I said, oh my God, that's true, because when I want to left Yanbal, when I left Yanbal, I studied digital marketing because I think it was like in that time, like the new thing, I want to learn more. And maybe Yanbal was not so, in that moment, like tech company, no. But I said, oh, I need to study that. And when I moved to luxury brands, also I study a master in luxury marketing. So I think it's very important to obtain this kind of different skills, and you write your path, you.
Also, going back a little bit, I don't think all the good things you achieved was just because you had good luck. It was also about the passion you put into that, and that's why it drove you to success.
Yeah, exactly. For me, it's very important. Yeah, I said it luck, but for me, luck is like be prepared for the moment. And I think it's very important to be passionate about what you do. It's helped me a lot to wake up in the morning and said, oh my God, I'm brand manager of the luxury brands, go for it. I think passion is very important too.
Today somebody asked me, as I was talking to them, and I told them, yeah, I'm part of 5 different boards and clubs here at Hult, and I work, and I also do this and do that. And someone asked me, how do you do it? How you time planned? And I'm like, well, I have a color-coded calendar that I love, and it's my best friend. But apart from that, I also feel like that is the key. I do it with passion. Everything that I do, it's because I like doing. Because I feel that if I do something because I have to do it, then I don't find the time. I don't find the time. I don't feel lazy to do it. It just stresses me out. Obviously, I do get stressed and a little bit overwhelmed from time to time, especially these last 2 weeks because we are on finals. Yes. But that doesn't mean that I don't enjoy what I do. And putting your heart and passion on it means that you enjoy whatever you do, and that way is or you exceed at your job and you're going to do the best that you can.
So also it's pretty clear that you have taken many bold steps in your journey.
Yes.
I want to know how you decide to come here to the US and pursue this program in Master International Marketing.
Yeah.
Another bold step.
Also, it was a hard decision because, I was in my dream job, like I said before. Yeah. And my husband received a job opportunity here in Boston, so we talked a lot, and it was difficult for both because he had a great job there, and also I. But in another time of my life, I trust in me. Like I said, okay, I can do with this new. I can do something with this new opportunity. And now I'm here in Boston. I love the experience. I think that Hult is an international school, and I really appreciate that. In the first moment, because now I learned about different cultures. I know different people from around the world. My vision, all my thoughts change a lot. It's beautiful, this experience. I love Boston too. We are talking that a few days, it was my first snow day.
Love that.
Yeah, I was so happy. Both we are so happy. We are in the house and we are looking in the window oh my God, it's snowing.
It looks pretty from the window. I like seeing the snow from the window.
Yeah, exactly. No, when I have to walk for. Yeah, but it is amazing. So I think if life is a challenge, and you have to have a great attitude about the challenge and the new things, because if you are sad or you are looking only the bad things, like the weather, it's different weather, I don't know, I feel scared. It's normal, feel scared, but do it. That's my philosophy of life.
Love this. And obviously, as you can see, Andrea is our risk taker here, and definitely an inspiration. I bet that for me it is, but I bet for Kalina too, since we are 2 Latina women who are studying business and now can see ourselves through what Andrea is doing. So thank you for being an inspiration and opening up a little path for us girls inside of a really hard industry to get into, and all the industries in general, for being definitely an inspiration. So now we're hopping into one of my favorite parts of this podcast, which is that we will give you a surprise question that the past guest left for you, but you have the chance to also give them a surprise question at the end. So, Carlina, would you do us the honor to say the question?
Okay, the question is the following one.
Okay.
Talking about AI, do you think it's advancing on the right path, moving too fast, or going too slow?
Okay. I think it's advancing very quickly. Like if you saw like the new technologies and the new development of these new technologies, it's very quick.